Hey there, lovelies. So it's been a month. Went on a trip, came back, work. Never ends, right? So what I'm working on today is, I hope to make the mock-up to this pair of split skirt pants. I have a pattern that I copied. I just need to lay it out and make it out of some scrap. I have some scrap sheets. They are in a bin. I'm going to get them out. I think, see, normally I do my mock-up in white sheets. Well, I think this time I'm going to make the mock-up in brown sheets. First off, I have brown sheets and I haven't figured out what I was going to use them for. I thought I was actually going to make an outfit out of them, but I did a burn test and it feels like they might be like some rayon cotton blend. They're not polyester, they're not melting, but it's definitely a blend of something. Sorry, my washer and dryer, it's the first day I've had a chance to do laundry. So my thought is I'm going to make the mock-up with the brown sheets because I think, I'm not certain, but I think that I'm going to make the skirt out of some wool fabric that I have. My biggest conundrum right now is something that many women struggle with, and nobody wants to talk about it, and that is thigh chafing. So I made my beautiful minion bloomers many videos ago, and I love them. They're cotton. But then I went and I made a pair of corduroy pants based on that same pattern, and they fit, they're great, but corduroy sticks. And so my thighs stick when I walk, and I give myself a wedgie because of the type of fabric that the pants are made from. So I have a pair of pants that fit me, except that because of the thigh chafing, the thighs are too close together, the pants are sticking, and they are not comfortable. So I am going to make this pair of mock-up, and then I'm going to wear the mock-up for a couple hours and see how in the sheet fabric, how I glide or not, if I stick or not. And I'm contemplating doing two things. One, making that inner seam area, I haven't constructed them yet, so I'm not entirely certain how all the pieces go together. So it's an experiment. But I'm contemplating making that inner fabric something a little bit more slippery in nature so that they don't stick, but that may or may not show depending on how the pattern works out. So I am no longer 115 pounds and my thighs rub because all my weight is from my waist down. Most of my weight is below the waist. And so everything is in my hips, everything is in my thighs, and it's really uncomfortable. Until I gained this last 25, 30 pounds, I had never had thigh chafing. I didn't understand what it was because I had no frame of reference. Now I have a frame of reference and it's horrible. I give my condolences to all women who have struggled with this. When I didn't understand, I now understand. So I want to make a pair of split skirt pants for a combination of several reasons, but one of the big reasons is thigh chafing. I would like to have a pair of something that I can wear that keeps me from rubbing together. Underneath my skirts, I wear bloomers and stuff, and they cover. And they're all made out of that 100% cotton or linen fabric that doesn't ride, doesn't play around with the thigh chafing thing. So this is the journey for today. So it's a little bit of a vlog, this is my watch me figure this out. I have not made this pattern before. It's all new. I've made pants. I've made bloomers. I've made men's pants. I've made pants. So it shouldn't be that difficult. Famous last words, right? So join me on my journey. This is my first time sewing in a couple weeks. So here we go. Well, like big project. I'm always working on something at my chair. So let's get going. Okay, I'm going to try to figure this out. So cut out the pieces shown above. So it looks like waist and placket, side, back, and front, and more waist. I have a sheet. It's, I guess, 60 wide. It's close. It's like 40 wide, and then it gets bigger, so it's close to 60 wide, or like 55 wide. So I should have enough for all of the pieces. And then it's talking about flatlining. So I'm just gonna cut out the pieces first, because this part down here sounds like gobbledygook right now. And until I can actually walk through the process out loud, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so this is C, and this is the back, and the back is C, and then these are the lines that are marked. And it says, with fronts, I'm so confused. Why is it jumping to fronts? Okay. With backs, fold the pleats of the center back as shown on the pattern. On the correct side of the fabric, the folded edges should rest very close to the center back seam line. Iron the folds from waist to hem. I don't understand. I need pictures. This is the thing. Like, when you are visually like three-dimensional, when you see things in three-dimensional, and if I can read it out loud and still not visualize it, I need pictures. I need pictures that show. This doesn't make any sense to me, because it says, on the correct side of the fabric, the folded edges should rest very close to the center back seam line. Is that the center back seam line? Iron the folds from weight. I don't know. It doesn't really... I get frustrated. Okay, so I think I figured it out. This center, so the center piece seems to be towards the crotch based on the pictures on the pattern, I think. I had to kind of figure it out, I guess. I think I figured it out. So this is the pleats go in towards the crotch. I don't understand why they didn't say that, because this line is not marked center. It's not marked. So I had to guess it's the only one that goes straight, I think. So fold the pleats of the center back as shown on the pattern, which the arrows go that way, so that's the way I folded them. But it would have been really nice to say, fold pleats towards crotch, towards the center line, not marked on the pattern. Like, yes, I'm nitpicky, but I'm a visual learner, and three-dimensional with these, it was just really hard. Do not stretch the fabrics. Oh, wait. On the correct side of the fabric, fold the edges should rest very close to the center back seam line. Iron folds from waist to hem. So I'm going to leave them pinned because this is sheet fabric. I'm going to iron them. I'm going to use my vinegar mix so that they should stay, I hope, at least for the first fitting. I may do, I don't know, maybe a basting stitch. I don't know. I don't know if I need lunch or what, but I've been reading this pattern over and over and over again for 30 minutes, and it's still like gobbledygook, so. Okay, so I have both pieces. I think these are the back pieces, pleated, and I have them ironed. You can still see the pins in them, because now I'm going to move on to the front. With the front, fold the pleat as follows. Right hand side fold, so you have a right and a left. Okay, so fold the fabric to the wrong side on the center front line. Press and fold in place, sew buttonholes 1/8 from the fold center front of edge. Space them as marked on the pattern. Fold the fabric forward again on the second line as marked on the pattern on the correct side. The center fold should meet the center front seam line. That sounds, I think, straightforward. We'll see. center front, according to this pattern, this curvature of the crotch area is going to be underneath because there's a dotted line there. I don't understand what the instructions say, but I do understand what pictures show me. So I'm going to do this. And they want me to put buttons down the front. So this is a mock-up, so I'm not going to put buttons down the front. But I think I will. All right. I don't understand. Okay, so I folded this one this way and I sewed on the first line. And then this was folded on the second line going that way. I don't care about the front placket. Sew fronts to sides. How the hell do I do that? Because this would be like this, right? So if this is the center crotch seam, these should overlap like that, right? Okay. So that's a center. So this is your front seam, right? This doesn't look. Oh my God, I don't want plackets. I don't even want to worry about plackets right now. I just want it to come together. So fronts to sides, correct sides together, matching the plackets, hems, and notches. Keep back placket free of stitching, but sew over the front placket. Plackets over the correct sides. The plackets have me really confused. Front placket. How do you sew fronts to sides? Sew darts on the sides. Oh my God. What piece is that? Guys, this is hard. Sides. Go to the sides. I'm gonna put the darts in first. Yes, I am the person who needs pictures. Okay, so front to side. So normally I put a leg inside of a leg to make a pair of pants. But I don't think that I can do that with this. Maybe I can. Let's see here. Getting to the point where I think I understand, maybe. So this is gonna be inside. This is gonna be outside. So I want the big dart for the big spot to go over the hip, I think. So that kind of makes sense. So we're gonna sew it this way. That goes this way, right? Okay. So then this is gonna go this way. Okay, so let's see here. This is the front, and I know that this is the buttons, and this is the button placket, and this is the crotch. So I need to figure out, I'm gonna turn it this way, since the instructions don't make any sense. And y'all probably watching this are probably thinking, how can you not know? Well, because I don't think that way. Okay, so this is one leg and this is the other leg. So on the correct side, the center front fold should meet the center front seam. Okay. Oh, no, sorry. On the correct side of the fabric, fold the edges should rest the very close to the center, but iron the folds waist to hem. The pictures aren't clear, so maybe the back will tell me. Fold the back. So I want the back pleats to unfurl going which way? I think I want them to go that way. Then I can put one leg inside the other and sew it up like a pair of pants I know how to put together. There we go. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that kind of makes sense, right? Well, we're gonna put it together and find out, aren't we? So this is the inner leg. Okay, so right side's out. This then goes here, right? And then this is the pant crotch. And then this is the pleat that goes to the waist. Okay, so you turn one pants leg inside out, like this. Okay, so I've got one pants leg inside out, and I match the right sides to the right sides. So I usually put them together like this. Okay, so I'm gonna pin this first. I have to give myself an opening to get it over my hips because I don't know how big it's gonna be. I mean, I haven't put a waistband or anything on it, so. This goes up the derriere, and if I measured right, each would fit. So, question the Bonjour skirt. And this is how the back looks. And I think I am ready to take the pins out. See, this is what I was afraid of. It's not really hiding my butt. Okay, so the outcome of this is I need more fabric. I think I actually don't mind this so much because I like the movement of that, but I don't like this. So I'm gonna add, I think, about this much in the back pleating. All along that pattern piece, I think I'm gonna add 2 or 3 inches, and I think that's gonna make me feel better, like I have enough coverage in the back, because that's my biggest thing. And then lengthwise, you know, it's long and I want long, but I could probably, the crotch seam is just right. This is not the most flattering color, and I think this dart in the side is going to have to come in a little bit more for the waistband, because with my corset on I get down to 30, 28, 30. So I think I figured it out. Hooray for me. So, okay, so I put my pants on inside out. Lovely. But it's a really good way for me to see how the pleating is in the back, but also so that I can do some movement in them to see that they are working. And I am also looking at the hem. So I like my skirts to drag a little bit. But I think that this needs to come up another good 1/4 inch in the bottom on both legs. And I think I'm gonna have to pull it up a little bit in the back. If I pull it up in the back and the front evenly, I think I'll have it. So these are the pockets, because I put the pockets in the placket section, not in the side. I have decided that this pattern is really squidgy for me, and I don't like it. Like, I don't like how it's written. I like the pattern, but when I make them again, I'm gonna put the pockets over here. I'm gonna put these front little decorative placket things that are on the front, you'll see, on the side. Or I'm gonna leave them out altogether and put the pockets lower down in the hip. I don't know. You can really see my hip shelf here. I have a very defined, tiny, smaller waist. Like, I get down to a 20, 28, 26 sometimes, but I have 42, 44 inch hips. I have huge hips because that's where all my weight is. So anyway, I'm gonna go raise the hem on this thing and then I'll be back. I am still working on these split drawers thing. I have managed to misplace the envelope that the pattern goes into. Don't ask me where it went to. I have no idea. I feel like I put it in a safe place to get it out of my way while I was moving things around, because I was taking the pattern pieces out and looking at in the instructions a lot and getting really frustrated. And I put the pattern down. This is a 10 by 10 square foot box, and I still have lost it. So where we left off is I tried the pants on. I was working on hemming. I got the hem done. I am actually very pleased with the hem. I took it up 2 good inches. See if you can see that. Let me change the light maybe. A little bit more illumination. Ah, that's better. Okay. So you can see I took it up quite a bit, and then I put some cotton twill tape on there. I got a really good deal last year. At some point at Michael's, they were selling spools of trim or lace, and these reams of twill tape were on the rack, and they were 4 for $1.50. So I got like 8 of these. They are cotton, 100% cotton. I got really lucky. I got the 100% cotton ones because a lot of times these come in polyester, and I really don't like the polyester ones. I like the polyester ones for durability because they last for frickin' forever. But I don't like the polyester ones because they're a pain in the rear to sew. Even with my thimble, I often, I'll stab myself with the wrong finger or whatever because I'm trying to, really press in and get that to go through. So, the cotton ones are the best, but I've used quite a bit of it in different projects, so I'm almost out, which makes me sad. But I had enough to go around go around the bottom of both of the pants legs. And this is how big the pants leg is. It's really big. So it is skirt-like. It turned out well. I do not. So I'm in this conundrum. So I haven't done the fray check on the buttonholes on the front, so they look a little messy. So I haven't finished all the buttonholes and the buttons down the front, mostly because, well, all of them are going to be mismatched because they're all found buttons. But my problem is this right here. So when I put the skirt on, because I wanted pockets, I was bound and determined to have pockets, and I didn't understand the instructions. I still don't understand the instructions. There are no pockets in the instructions. Why would you make a pattern without pockets? Urgh. Okay, so I'm a seamstress. I can put my own pockets in, right? So I thought, well, this placket, this decorative placket thing would have been perfect to put pockets in there. So I put pockets in. And it's a terrible location for pockets. If I had a flat stomach, if I were 30 pounds lighter, the pockets in this location would be fine because it would lay appropriately. But because I have this mommy pooch right here that basically makes me look like I'm pregnant. I'm not, by the way, I'm not pregnant. That problem was long gone in my life. It doesn't lay flat. It looks really pretty when I lay it out like this. Like, look, it's a pocket. Isn't it gorgeous? But it doesn't lay right when I wear it. So today, I've been kind of procrastinating this, but today I'm going to go in. I'm going to cut the pocket out of the top because it's sewn into the waistband, because good construction, you have good support for your pocket so you can put things in it. It doesn't pull in the waistband and disrupt the order of your pants or your skirt or whatever. I have to take my pocket out, and I don't want to take the waistband out. So I'm going to cut here, and then I'm going to seam rip out the pocket. And then I'm going to take this seam, and I'm not going to machine sew it because to machine sew it, I would have to take the waistband out. I would have to unpick the tacking on the placket. I would need to seam rip the seam all the way down. It's just a pain in the rear. So I'm going to hand sew the pocket that will not be a pocket closed. And I'm going to take the pocket completely out to reduce bulk. And these pants are not going to have a pocket unless I go back and put a pocket in this seam. Oh, that's a dart, sorry. In this seam. Now this seam on me literally lays right here over the top of this big bump called my hips. And to put a pocket in there to attach it to the waistband, the way this one is, the pocket opening is going to be up here, and I'm going to have bulk where I don't want bulk. I have a couple pair of extra external pockets that I like to use, and I'm just going to wear my external pocket with my pants. So I'm just going to go in that direction. But I have now, I think, for the most part, figured out the pattern for these skirt pants. The front is, I'm still not 100% happy with the front. So the way the pattern read was you have a closure in the back. There's a back placket and it's buttoned or hooked or whatever closed. So when I first did the waistband, I made it back opening and I was constructing it and I pinned it and then I put it on and I hated it. Because if I can't see what I'm doing in the back, I won't wear it. I won't wear it if I can't get it on easy. If it's not easy to put on for day-to-day wear, I will not wear it. And I know that. So I went back and I sewed up this back seam, and you can tell that I kind of jigged it because there's a little bit of a mismatch here because this is where the bottom of the placket was going to be. And I kind of jigged the front opening to have kind of a placket overlap and then this button closure thing. So because I didn't sew the button holes on the placket the way the instructions said to begin with, because I wasn't sure if I was going to make a larger placket or keep a small placket. I wasn't sure. Now I have a fairly good idea of what I want to do. I do want this front placket to be wider, and I do want the underlap to be wider. I want them to be the same width. So I did one smaller than the other. Kind of going by the instructions, it looked like one was going to be a narrower, like the buttons go on the narrower one and the buttonholes go on the wider one and they overlap and then it evens out on the side. Well, it doesn't. And if you do a front closure, you have to rethink how you're doing the front closure. So I've done a couple pair of pants with I've done more than that now. I'm pretty sure I've done at least 6 or 7 pairs of pants where you have a zipper front. And that zipper front construction with the placket is what I'm going to do on my next pair. The other thing is I'm going to make a pair that's summer weight. So these are wool. And I think I'm going to really like these for winter and fall and spring. But I'm going to wear them for a couple days at work after I get the pocket thing figured out. And I will be able to assess how I like them. And I'm going to wear them a couple times, see how I like it. And then I kind of already have an idea of what I want to do for the adjustments. And I'll make another pair. I probably should not have used my really nice wool crepe for this. But on the other hand, now I have a nice pair of wool crepe pants. They're lined in a cotton sheet fabric that's really soft. It's well worn, so there's going to be no chafing. My sensory thing up against my skin is a real thing. I like to have fabrics that are soft, but not that artificial, slimy feel of petroleum products. I'm really sensitive to that. It's yucky. So this project, these pants have actually been on the list for at least 2 years. I've been wanting to make a pair of split skirt pants since early 2020, and we are in early 2022. So I had the pattern cut out by fall of 2020, but I didn't make it. And then when I went to pull the pattern out, I realized that I had actually done all the measurements and I had cut the exact pattern size out that I should need. And lo and behold, I made the mock-up with the sheet and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to add some in the back, and I actually didn't have to. So the size of the pattern is perfect, even with the junk in the trunk that I got back here, and I don't have to wear a bum roll with it. I just need to fix the pockets. So I'm gonna do that.